Before we get started, go ahead and collect one hex key included, one adjustable wrench or socket wrench, one Phillips screwdriver. You'll need these tools to assemble your new 10.0 TT treadmill. Keep in mind that assembly requires 2 people, and you shouldn't use power tools. They could damage the product parts. Step 1. Unbox your new 10.0 TT and spread out the parts. Next, find the right upright. Remove the tie securing the upright wire to the front of the base. Tie the wire tie to the right upright around the end of the upright wire. Then, insert the upright wire into the lower end of the right upright as you pull the other end of the wire tie out of the right upright. Step 2. Lay the right upright near the base. Next, remove and discard the screw. Press the grommet into the square hole in the right upright. Make sure not to pinch the ground wire. Then, attach the ground wire to the right upright with a silver screw. Step 3. Hold the right upright against the base. Make sure not to pinch the upright wire. Next, hold the wheel inside the base and insert a screw through the wheel. Don't finish tightening the screw just yet. Insert the screws and star washers into the bracket at the bottom of the right upright and partially tighten the 3 screws into the base. Do not fully tighten the screws yet. Attach the left upright in the same way. Step 4. Remove and save the 4 screws. Find the left and right base covers. Slide the left base cover onto the left upright and slide the right base cover onto the right upright. Step 5. Find the left handrail assembly. Attach the left handrail to the left upright with 2 screws and the 2 star washers. Step 6. Insert the upright wire into the bottom of the right handrail assembly and out of the front. Attach the right handrail assembly to the right upright with 2 screws and 2 star washers. Don't fully tighten the screws yet. Make sure not to pinch the upright wire. Remove and discard the screw. Step 7. Set the console base face down on a soft surface to avoid scratching the console base. If there are ties securing the pulse crossbar to the console base, remove them. Remove and discard the 4 screws. Then, remove the pulse crossbar. Remove and save the 10 screws. Then, lift out the 2 console clamps and the console frame. Step 8. Now, find the right and left trays. Attach the trays to the console base with 8 screws. Be careful not to over-tighten the screws. Then, reattach the console frame with the 6 screws and the 2 console clamps that you removed earlier. Step 9. To avoid damaging the Pulse 10 crossbar, do not use power tools and do not over-tighten the screws. Orient the Pulse crossbar and attach it to the handrails with 2 screws and 2 star washers. Start both screws and then tighten them. Make sure not to pinch the upright wire or the handrail wires. Next, firmly tighten the 4 screws. Then, remove the wire tie from the upright wire. Step 10. Hold the console assembly near the pulse crossbar. Connect the ground wire from the console assembly to the console ground wire. Next, set the console assembly on the brackets on the handrails. Do not pinch any wires. Attach the console assembly with the 4 screws that you removed earlier and the 4 star washers. Do not fully tighten the screws yet. Step 11. Attach the console assembly to the pulse crossbar with 4 screws. Start all 4 screws and then tighten them. Then, firmly tighten the other screws. Step 12. Carefully slide the upright crossbar between the left and right uprights. Attach the upright crossbar with the 4 screws that you removed earlier and the 4 star washers. Start all 4 screws, then tighten. Step 13. Insert the upright wire and the other wire through the 2 looped ties on the console assembly. Connect the upright wire and the other wire to the console wires. It's important to understand that if you do not connect the connectors properly, the console may become damaged when you turn on the power. Insert all excess wires into the console assembly. Then, pull the 2 ties tight against the wires and cut off the ends of the ties. Step 14. Insert the wire on the left side through the two looped ties on the console assembly and make the connection to the wire from the console. Insert all excess wires into the console assembly, then pull the two ties tight against the wires and cut off the ends of the ties. Step 15. Firmly tighten the 8 screws. Next, set the left inner base cover onto the lower end of the left upright. Slide the left base cover downward until the two covers press together. Then, set the right inner base cover onto the lower end of the right upright. Slide the right base cover downward until the two covers press together. Step 15. Raise the frame to the upright position. Remove the 2 screws from the latch crossbar. Orient the latch crossbar. Make sure that the sticker is facing the treadmill. Attach the latch crossbar to the brackets on the frame with the 2 screws that you just removed and the 2 star washers. Step 16. Remove the nut and the bolt from the bracket on the base. Next, orient the storage latch. Attach the lower end of the storage latch to the bracket on the base with the bolt and the nut. Then, raise the storage latch to a vertical position and remove the tie. Step 17. Remove the nut and the bolt from the bracket on the latch crossbar. Align the upper end of the storage latch with the bracket on the latch crossbar. Insert the bolt through the bracket and the storage latch. This will push a spacer out of the other end. Discard the spacer. Next, tighten the nut onto the bolt. Make sure the nut is loose enough that the storage latch can pivot, then lower the frame. Step 18. If you are planning on using iFit, you'll want to follow the instructions included with the iFit module to insert it into the console assembly before you attach the tablet holder. Attach the tablet holder to the back of the console assembly with 4 machine screws. Start all 4 machine screws and then tighten them. Step 19. Now simply make sure that all your parts are properly tightened before you use the treadmill, and you're ready to go.